welcome back to episode 6 of the Unprofessional Fives. After the emergence of Keon in episode 5, we have got him back with a star-studded lineup around him. Reese's Pieces in goal, Smiley, Ivan Bojovic coming back into the fray, Andre Katajar showing that he's an absolute lethal goal scorer, the powerhouse Franklin Sassere, who's just signed for Floriana, and sharpshooter Luka Mijic. I think blue team looks very strong today. Against them, the opposition, we've got a few new faces. We've got Pops back in goal. We've got the genius Fonseca. We've got Starboy back on the field after his amazing display last time. Lucas Senna, Sparky, a real bright spark in the game from Santa Lucia last season, is playing, and Manu Bustos, aka the Heartthrob, he's here. And red team also looks stacked. Join with me on commentary as always. We've got Steve-O, aka Cameraman. Steve, after looking at the lineups, what do you think?
I'm excited to see this match, Dan. It looks like a completely star-studded lineup, the best of the best. I'm excited to see the Keon versus Andre, the two opposing teams, and I'm also excited to see the matchup between Fonseca and Keon to see how they can link up.
Straight away there, we're seeing the creativity of Lucas, who we have nicknamed Sparky just because he really is a creative spark in that middle. You're going to see some amazing footwork from him. Previously played with Santos in Brazil and then came over to Malta. We've got Franklin on the other side. I think that is going to be one key matchup that I'm interested to see. The strength of Franklin versus the fancy footwork and skills of Lucas. As you see, Luca there playing creator, gives the ball back to Franklin, who can't find the goal. Pops managing to make a bit of a fortunate save there as it goes through his legs. Keon doing what Keon does best. Lovely bit of quick footwork there. The step over, you know he loves a step over. Trying to weave his way through the players there, and blue team are going to try and play a lot more defensively today. As you can see from the lineups, it looks like red have got a bit more of an offensive lineup. Blue are a bit more defensively balanced, with the likes of Luka and Ivan at the back, the Serbian dream. As Luka comes forward with the ball, plays a cutting ball through the middle. It's intercepted by Lucas. And I think that might be a sign of what's to come in this game. What a finish. Great interception. Powers through the middle. Reese, absolutely nothing he can do about that one.
Yeah, ridiculous finish. Just 2 minutes into the game and we're already seeing that both teams have a combination of technical ability and strength. I think this is going to be a really balanced game between two teams. It's a good matchup.
So let's take a look at how Fonseca's defending here. First of all, you see the use of the hands on the shoulders. So again, that's another futsal technique there. Steve-O, why don't you give us a little bit of insight into why players in futsal use their hands while they're marking?
Yeah, I mean, the futsal is just so fast-paced. You have to keep your hands on your player at all times. You just never know where the player is going to go. And since you use blocks so often as well in futsal, having your hands on the player also makes it a bit easier if you do get blocked to kind of pull back the player if you need to be, commit that technical foul, but also have more of an idea of where the player is going to go, what his intentions are, so you can kind of avoid all of these things. But definitely it's a very good defensive trait to be able to use your hands in that way.
It's another interesting factor to consider when you see the players from futsal coming over into these small-sided games. All of these little things work so well. As a absolutely delicious backheel there from Lucas again. We're not even 4 minutes into the game. Lucas showing real quality here in the opening few minutes there. Backheel that took 2 players out of the game, including the goalkeeper. Reese caught a little bit in no man's land there. Not one he's going to want to watch back.
Yeah, no, Reese completely got stuck there. Had no idea what was going to happen. But I mean, when you have this ability of players on the pitch, then you just never know what's going to come. They're so unpredictable.
The offensive red team really starting to show its danger there, and now they're starting to enjoy themselves. Look at the little 1-2s, the no-look passes. Franklin on the ball, should finish. Why didn't he take the shot first time? Tries to cut back on himself, not really sure why. Franklin is going to pick up the ball again though.
I think we have to commend Pops in that situation there for Franklin not taking the shot the first time, because Pops covered the goal really well, closed all of Franklin's options basically. So he had to try and find another yard of space to try and get it around him, allowing the player to get back to defend then.
Powerhouse really living up to his name at the moment and bulldozing his way through the game right now. He's such a difficult player to take the ball off due to the combination of strength, technical ability and speed that he plays with. Andre is the danger man on the blue team. This is the player that they want to be trying to get into the right areas. Definitely haven't seen enough of him up front just yet. He's played a little bit further back, but he needs to find himself in those forward areas if blue team are going to have a chance to get back into the game. Keon terrorizing the blue team defense right now with that energy. Again, remember, Keon is only 17 years old. He made his debut as a 16-year-old in the Premier League this season, played 11 games, registered 1 goal, 1 assist, and is still got so much more to offer. But Fonseca, there's a reason he's called the genius. How he found that pass, absolutely pinpoint, perfect there. And Lucas, unfortunate not to convert. That could have been a contender for goal of the game had that have gone in.
Yeah, amazing control as well. The pass itself was immaculate, but the control and the mental ability to and technical ability to be able to bring that ball down. Yeah, really good ball. It could have been goal of the game, as you're saying.
Really good opportunity there for Andre there, but he doesn't take it. That's a chance you'd usually expect him to finish as the ball comes through. Reece has missed it. A bit of confusion there between Reece and Andre, but Reece has managed to recover. That's why Reece's Pieces is the #1 goalkeeper in the Fives right now. Pops, this is a good opportunity for him to try and catch up. Andre plays the ball across, just not on the same wavelength as Franklin there, and Keon comes across to make the tackle. Manu on the ball at the back. Red team, you can see, very, very dangerous coming out of the back. They're very fluid. It's only taken them a few seconds to get under control, but just like that, they are absolutely piercing the blue team defense with great third man runs and expert passes. Andre finally finds himself in the right area, and that's the retaliation blue team needed. That is an exquisite finish there from Andre. Pops did really well to cover the goal, but Andre just absolutely finds a gap that no one else would have found.
Yeah, this is like what we were saying before when Pops closed off Franklin. He closed off Andre perfectly basically there, but Andre managed to find just that small sliver of space, the only sliver of space where the ball actually could have gone in. In fact, we're seeing it going off the post. So yeah, that was very good technical ability.
Blue team.
And again.
Catching red team off guard. A little bit lackadaisical there from Fonseca with a little bit of a soft back heel back to Pops. Luca using that expert anticipation to nip in, pick up the ball. Oh my God.
What were you saying about goal of the game before?
Goal of the game might have just been decided right there. Instant retaliation, an absolute laser bolt from the 17-year-old Keon. When we tell you this guy is Starboy, he is Starboy for a reason. That is outrageous that he's just done that in this game. 2-2. Blue team just thought they'd got themselves back into the game. Keon said, hold on, let me just quickly show up for a second and put in one of the most clinical finishes I've ever seen in a five-a-side pitch. Outrageous. And blue team have got a lot of work to do once again as red team are on them like piranhas trying to take the ball back off of them.
Yeah, to be able to beat Reece, I think from a halfway goal in such a small goalpost. As you were saying before, he's a top goalkeeper in this season. An incredible goal from Keon, and the skills before that to just kind of put everyone like in a situation where they don't know where he's going to go, what he's going to do. Just completely took everyone by surprise there.
That unpredictability factor is what makes Keon so dangerous. You can see Luca really respecting him, giving him a lot of space here so that he doesn't get played. But that ball right there is pinpoint perfect. And that was almost the first bicycle kick of the series from Lucas. Of course it would be from a Brazilian. Fonseca blast high wide, and it's going to go back to blue team. Red team look like every goal they're going to score is going to be goal of the game right now. Ivan on the counter attack and just puts it wide with his left foot there. Manu on the ball in return there, passes it across, and Luca doing really good there to defend once again. Like we mentioned in previous episodes, Luca is actually a striker, would you believe it, in 11-a-side, and a clinical one at that. You saw from his finish earlier, definitely the finish of a striker, but when he plays small-sided games, he actually takes on a much more defensive position and plays more as a creator. Franklin here doing what Franklin does best, bulldozing his way through the red team. They just can't can't get the ball off him. Gives it back to Ivan. Ivan, what's he going to do? He can try and create some space, but he's been pickpocketed there by the genius, and he's managed to get back, but that's going to be a free kick. A little tug there. Professional foul. Definitely needed in that situation. You can see Fonseca finds the funny side of it, and red team are going to restart with Emanu at the back. I think blue team really seeing how dangerous they are. Andre does well to stop the nutmeg there. And Franklin's being closed down very, very well. They know every time Franklin gets the ball, there's 2-3 players around him to try and stop him fashioning a chance. And that's a good save from Pops there to stop that ball getting to Ivan. Ivan on the ball. Little dink through, and that's going to go off for a corner ball. Blue team on the ball. They need a retaliation here quickly, and that's a great little dummy from Luca, and Mr. Bullseye himself finds the mark once again. Luca does well. Did he mean to leave it there? Maybe not, but it worked out perfectly for Andre at the back post. And we've talked about that back post so many times. If you find yourself free in the other side of the pitch, you are left with a lot of time and space to find the right shot, and Andre always tends to pick out the right shot. Finds the bottom corner with a lot of power, pace. Pops, nothing he could do about that one, right?
No, nothing Pops could do about that one. I don't think anybody expected Andre to take the shot over there first time, and I think the dummy before that just took everyone by surprise, just because nobody really knew where the ball was going to go.
Wow, blue team in the lead for the first time this game. Franklin turns on the class when he wants to. A little step over, pushes the ball into space, and a power shot there, again driven straight into that far post. Pops sees it late as it goes through the legs of Keon. Definitely wouldn't expect Pops to save that in such a flash.
I've seen him make some good reflex saves in that situation before, but he's probably just expecting better cover from his player. But I think we have also found Pops' weak spot over here, because every single goal from the blue team has gone in on Pops' right hand side till now. So
is that something that blue team have noticed as well? We'll see as the game goes on whether they continue to shoot on that side. But blue team now have grown into the game. I think it took them a little bit of a while to get started, but 15 minutes in now, and they're seeming like they're in control. They've got the rhythm. They're picking Franklin out in the right areas. Obviously, you can see he got fouled there. He is going to take the free kick. Luka and his Serbian comrade Ivan are just chilling at the back now and working their way forward. And Andre again is in the right areas and getting dangerous shots off like that. Right-footed shot. Pops makes a great save to tip that onto the post, and a double save there off the shot of Franklin. Red team really need to figure it out at the back. They're allowing Andre to get the ball in the wrong areas, and they are getting punished so far. Ball back to Manu, and they need to take those chances if they're going to get back into the game. Red team really do look dangerous on the attack. It's the defensive part that's leaving a little bit to be desired from them. What are your thoughts so far in the game, Steve-O? We've seen 15 minutes, it's 4-3 to blue team. Are red team going to get their way back into the game, or will blue team start to go into cruise control and take over?
Yeah, I do definitely agree with you that red team look much more dangerous on the attack than blue team, but blue team just seem to be taking advantage of the chances which they're getting more. Red team is creating more, and as we say that, Keon gets his second goal of the game.
Do not give him a yard of space, guys. Look at the dangerous finishing here. Look, no one approached him. He realised that, quickly rolled it into the space, and a toe poke finish. Like we've said, that toe poke technique can be dangerous at the right time, and that is exactly where. Catches the keeper completely off guard, lasered it into the bottom corner. Nothing Reece could do about that without the players in front of him helping him out there. And that's a switch off from blue team. 3 players around him. Someone should have found the time to go and press.
Yeah, Reece's players definitely need to go and close off Keon there, especially after seeing what Keon did from the halfway line. So if he manages to score from there, he's definitely going to be able to score if he's even closer.
Quick breakaway there from Red. Reece again caught in no man's land as Lucas takes the ball past him, but blue team do well to get back behind the ball and recover it. Red team now up the halfway line, trying to fashion a chance to see if they can get through. Red team just pausing a little bit. They play it down the line to Keon. Keon in a dangerous area, no one around him. This is where Keon is at his most dangerous. Tries to beat Luca down the line. Luca gets a little touch on it there, which is very good. Pops is going to pick up the ball at the back of the field here. Plays the ball forward. Unlikely poor touch there from Lucas, and the ball is going to escape, but Fonseca's done ever so well to return the ball there. Gives it out wide to Keon. Keon cuts back inside and gets fouled, and that's going to be a free kick to the red team. played out to the back. There we go. That's the control we're most like seeing from Lucas. So delicate as he controls the ball with his chest there, like a pillow. Gives it to Fonseca, who takes a shot, but it is going to come all the way back to Pops after a good block there from the blue team defence. Keon is on the ball. He's going to try and wiggle his way through. Tries to take a shot there, maybe wasn't quite on. I think he got a bit too excited after his last effort where he was left a bit more open. Definitely wasn't an angle there. Franklin on the ball is going to try and drive through the heart of the red team. Plays it back out to Andre. The next goal is going to be very important, Steve-O.
Yeah, definitely. They're 4-4 right now with halftime quickly approaching. I think whoever gets the next goal is definitely going to be more controlling in the game, because we've seen both teams now grow more into the game and be more at ease with each player's styles.
Oh, and Franklin stings the shins of Pops there. It comes back out to Ivan. The attack is not over. Ivan plays the ball through and Andre just can't get there. Manu now, a minute 30 on the clock, starting to drive out the back. Keon, the danger man, on the ball. Gets caught in possession there, but red team have tried to ride their luck. They haven't been able to. Andre almost picks out a good pass, and Pops, what have you done? Gives it away, but recovers the mistake. Pops does have a mistake in him once or twice in the game. I think he's just a little overexcited at times to try and get the attack going, and almost paid punishment for it. That was like a Laureus Karius moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the hastiness, I think, of futsal goalkeepers. Goalkeepers in futsal only get 4 seconds in possession of the ball, whether it's in their hand or in their feet. So any decision has to be made very, very quickly. Sometimes when we are playing in these games, we don't realize that we do get a bit more time. We get into the moment of the game, so we do make these mistakes occasionally, which looks bad on goalkeepers, but unfortunately everybody makes mistakes. And Pops recovered very well in order to save the shot from his mistake there.
Oh, and off the post there, Andre trying to do a little flying back heel. Doesn't make contact with the ball, but that was almost enough to put off Pops and let the ball go into the bottom corner. But red team can break now. Reese makes a great save at the near post and a quick break here. The next time the ball goes out, Fonseca doesn't realise, hears the buzzer and thinks the game has stopped. So he stops, but he knew the rules before going into the game. It's Rocket League rules. It's next time the ball goes out after the 20th minute. Hits. And he just stopped, turned away. Yeah, turned away. Just waited for the player to come on, and it did confuse blue team a little bit as well, and did confuse Pops, because he could have covered. I think he could have covered the goal a little bit better there. It just seems like nobody knew exactly what was happening. Maybe lost in translation there, but that is definitely going to cost red team going into half time. They almost had it equal, and now they go in a goal down.
Yeah, just these silly mistakes that we were talking about before. But I'm sure red team have the quality to get back into this game as we've seen before. Also Blue's second time that they're in the lead, so Reds definitely are showing that they can get back into this and potentially even get the edge over Blue team.
Red team are going to want to start off sharp and try and get a goal back early to bring this back to equal. Andre is not the player they want to leave in space like that and allow to turn. Dangerous left foot. Always hits the mark and just shy of it that time. Very uncharacteristic of Andre. He usually hits the target no matter where he is on the pitch. Ball played to the back post, and that is a stinging shot from Fonseca, and Reese does exceptionally well to cover the back post there, because he flew across his goal in order to try and save it. Obviously they've come up against each other a few times this season. In the previous season during futsal, Fonseca obviously plays for University. He was the top goal scorer of the futsal league this last season, and Reese was the starting goalkeeper at that point for Sweetie. Pops obviously is the other goalkeeper for Sweetie, so he's just as familiar with Fonseca, and you're seeing that partnership between the two of them work out quite well. As Luca picks up the ball, Pops makes a great save. Wow.
Yeah, very difficult for the goalkeeper to get back up over there, but also such a quick snapshot, power shot from Andre. We're seeing the quality here from Andre, and we still haven't seen a goal go in on Pops' left-hand side, which surprisingly is the arm which he had injured. So theoretically, his left side should be the easier side to score on.
Like you said there, snapshot is the perfect word for that. Not a second to even think about what he was going to do about it. It gave the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. Andre Kataya, what a finish. And like Luca said to him after him, after he took that shot. What the fuck is in your shoe? Like, that is like jet fuel powered there. The power that he put on that ball with the side foot to put that into the roof of the top corner, absolutely lethal. And is that his hat-trick now?
That is his hat-trick now. It's very reminiscent to Keon's goal, though, which he scored against Reese from the halfway goal. So we're seeing a very, very good matchup here between the two top goal scorers from both teams in Keon and Andre.
Andre trying to add to his tally there, trying to get a fourth goal. Blue team starting to take more control of the game 2 minutes into the second half, and they are looking comfortable. They're moving the ball around well, and just like that, almost, but Pops intercepts, and this is where we see the marauding runs of Pops, who's been intercepted. Learned from before, he's back on his line quickly. Ivan on the ball, picks out Luka, back out wide, and just enough on it to roll off the pitch. I think Andre, maybe in his fitter days, would have kept that on. He's looking a little bit slower on his feet, but hasn't slowed down with his finishing and quick thinking, definitely. If he can get himself fit, he's going to be one of the most dangerous players in the league for sure.
Yeah, definitely has the ability there and the vision to be one of the top players in any league which he plays in. I had the luck of playing a couple of futsal games with him, as well as seeing him play in these games, and he's definitely one of the top players there. But yeah, in his fitter days, probably would have got that ball, but also don't think he expected the pass to come there, because there was the opportunity for a shot where probably he would have taken the shot, so he's assuming that the other player would also take that shot.
That JJ Okocha step over there from Keon, becoming a bit of a trademark for him as he whips it into the space to Manu. Manu just couldn't get enough on it to put it into the goal. Lucas blazes over, and now blue team are going to restart. Manu doing well to try and slow it down, but they've managed to pick out the pass. It's come back out to Manu, and Reese makes a great save. Can he make the double? He's pushed him out wide. Excellent play from Reese there. And Lucas almost turns him inside out with that turn, but now here we go. We see Franklin Ware. He's dangerous. And that is a bully of a finish right there. Absolutely brick walls Keon in the middle. Takes the ball on the turn. Sells Pops with a fake shot and just dinks it through his legs into the back of the net. That's a 3-point goal there, getting the nutmeg on the way through. Great finish, and blue team now 7-4, starting to come away with it. Fonseca is going to be a key player to trying to bring this back to level terms, but Reese is equal to him so far, and Andre is on the counter-attack here. Can't find Franklin.
Yeah, our team don't seem to have recovered from that mistake which they made at the end of the first half. After showing such promise in the first half, I think they just need to take a breath now and just get back into the same rhythm that they were flowing before. Maybe
players trying to do a little bit too much, relying on their flair and their speed at the moment. Obviously, you see Keon there running straight into Reese. They're not finding those passes like they did in the first half. The first half was a bit more tiki-taka in the middle before exploding forward. And Luca now seems to be getting quite a firm grip on the game as a defender. And seeing a very, very good defensive display from him there. Free kick is going to be given there, just a little bit of a tug on his way down. Fonseca on the ball, it comes back wide there. Franklin on the ball and slows it down. This is where blue team are just being a bit more composed, showing a bit more experience and composure just to hold the ball and not rush forward with the attacks. Red team, I think, are a little bit overexcited to try and get the ball forward and show off their skills. What do we think?
I guess this is a bit of a jarring experience from the red team to have known that they were almost constantly in the leads in the first half, and to only have lost the lead at the very end of the first half. It's a bit jarring to get back into that rhythm, but I do feel like they have the ability to be able to get back into this.
Definitely a mental setback, as you said, going into half-time in such a comfortable position and then just switching off in such a rookie kind of mistake to make. Andre on the ball really could punish here, but Pops is equal to the shot. Andre, I think, took a bit too much time there to finish. I thought he was going to shift onto his favoured left foot and take a strike with power. Instead tries to deceive Pops with a fake pass and roll it in. Manu on the ball here. We need Manu to show up a little bit more. Plays the ball wide, and it's not passes like that are going to get red team back into the game. Starting to hit a bit of a stale period in the game here, as both teams are kind of feeling their way, not wanting to make any mistakes and just forcing that attack a little bit too much. Reese on the ball, plays it into the middle to Franklin. This is the guy you want to drive out the back. Lovely step overs there, so deceiving with the way he carries the ball. Plays it out wide to Luca, and Luca drags it wide. This is where Luca, I think, originally I thought would be a bit more dangerous. Obviously, being such a clinical goal scorer in 11-a-side, he's not quite found his range in the 5-a-side goals yet, but he is proving a brick wall at the back, and that is where he is being used most dangerously. The ball flashed across the box there, but no one at the back post, surprisingly for red team.
But I feel like having a player like Andre, and there we just see a mistake from Reese, which just which just completely stopped what I was saying before. But yeah, a good goal there.
I think blue team just maybe getting too comfortable on the ball there. 3-goal lead, you know it's very easy to get caught relaxing. And just pause for half a second, and Lucas was quick enough to pinch in there and nick the goal, and that's going to give red team a little bit of hope maybe. Definitely what the game needed. We got that little bit of a spark again where maybe red team have a bit of belief and will start to push again. Lucas is pushing forward, gives it through to Manu. It's played back, and just like that, red team reduce a 3-goal deficit into a 1-goal deficit. Lucas plays a great pass. Manu with a great awareness just to touch it back. Keon ever so dangerous in those areas. That's a hat-trick for Keon as well. That is a hat-trick for Andre, a hat-trick for Keon, who's going to finish the top goal scorer of this game. Definitely putting a bit of pressure on Gianluca now. I wonder what the goal scoring charts are saying.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a look at that at the end of this episode, because as we said before, whenever Andre play and whenever Keon play, they always show how able they are to get those goals, and they're always very good goals. That's the weird thing about them. They don't score bad goals.
It's such an interesting dynamic seeing such clinical finishes in a 5-a-side pitch. You see the way their brain works, how they fathom the chances, and I think Gianluca's going to start to sweat now. Sitting on top before with quite a healthy lead, now that lead is going to be decreased right down as players are right behind him trying to chase him for top goal scorer. It's nice to see a bit of competition at the top there, and what a fucking finish. How many goal of the games have we seen today? Manu with an absolute outrageous finish for his second goal of the game, fakes the shot to set it onto his left and just absolutely thunderbolts it. It hits the crossbar, it hits the post, it bounces into the goal. Wow.
Yeah, leaving Reese no chance there yet again. Another goal which is leaving Reese with no chance. But I was thinking in the build-up of this game that Manu was having an uncharacteristically quiet game from the first goal which he scored. Then he got his assist, and now he's grown back into it. And there we see another good goal coming from a good save from Pops.
Ivan just quick enough to then take the rebound. Red team switch off, then you know what they say, the old saying is you're always most dangerous to concede after you score, and it proved true there. Red team may be excited that they finally got the game back to equal terms, tried to relax for half a second to catch their breath, and were punished for it. Keon making a really bad mistake there. Pops is going to have to bail him out, and does. Franklin I really thought would have put that one away, but Pops is equal to it. Luca hits the post there at the near post, catches Pops out, but Pops is fortunate enough to see the ball hit the post. 8-7 now, just as I was about to say, the red team have got the game back on. They're now behind once again, and Keon is going to try and drive out to bring his team back into the game. They definitely need the next goal. It's going to be very, very important that the next team that scores is red team if they're going to try and keep this game close together, and that's going to be a free kick again. Franklin just putting a bit too much body into the tackle there, and Keon buys the foul and goes down to ground like he's been shot by a sniper rifle.
Yeah, we're seeing the experience there, the technical foul from Franklin on Keon, but Keon seems to be fine and seems to be getting back into the game. I'm sure he has another goal in him for this episode, and that won't put him off.
A corner kick, it's played back out to Pops. Pops playing that anchor at the moment, just rotating the ball from side to side. It's played through by Fonseca, but it's a good combination save there between the goalkeeper and the defender. Franklin bulldozing his way through once again, plays it across, and Andre just cannot stretch to get there. Great work there from Franklin. I think this is probably Franklin's best game we've seen from him so far.
Yeah, Franklin has shown a lot of good things in this game, and as we say that, he nearly scores another goal against Pops.
He's having a really standout performance, just really showing strength, pace, precision. Manu hits the post there. Really unfortunate not to find the ball, bottom corner. Again, Manu's one of those players who's really, really dangerous from set pieces. When everyone else switches off, he's the first player to switch on and find a creative idea to go for goal. Obviously, every set piece, even the sidelines, are active and direct, so goalkeepers can never switch off. And Reese was almost caught sleeping there. Almost a nutmeg there from Andre, but it's been intercepted again by Red Team, who come forward once again. Red Team really showing a lot of danger right now. They're on the ball, they're controlling the game, and they're back to their creative selves that we saw in the first half, really starting to put some pressure on the blue team. But Ivan absolutely cuts them open there by selling a fake shot. Back heel into the space. And a right-footed shot there from Andre just gives blue team a little bit of breathing space. Lovely little goal, back heel to open up the game. Notice Andre's movement from one side of the pitch to the other, just ghosted into a little bit of space. Red team didn't pick him up, and just like that, blue team are back in the lead. They've doubled their deficit. It's now 2 goals in the lead. Red team really starting to fade out here. Need to come back with a quick retaliation. And Reese is equal to that effort at the near post. 5 minutes left. Franklin on the break. Can he get there? No. Pops is going to pick up the ball first. Keon rolls Ivan and now has the ball in the side and plays it back through the middle. Reese is going to eat that ball up early.
I think it is that little bit more movement from the blue team than, as you mentioned before, that Andre just switched sides over there. The red team aren't really showing that awareness of where the blue team are and being able to take up spaces where they're not occupying and where they're not being able to defend and close off the passes. But they're still showing their ability to score goals. I mean, it's still quite a close game at 9-7. It's just, I think, the blue team have scored slightly more technical goals and the red team have scored more flary goals at this point.
It's definitely more of a showcase for the red team, really showing off different things in terms of ability, technique. But like you said, blue team maybe just managing the five-a-side element a bit better. And wow, almost a lovely little 1-2 there. Cut blue team right open. But this is what red team need to do more of, and they're not showing it enough, quite frankly. Ball played back out to the edge. Oh my fucking God.
That was an incredible goal from Fonseca.
Wow, Fonseca just absolutely shut everyone up. Halfway line on the volley. And the slow motion replay just doesn't even do justice to how beautiful that goal actually was. In terms of goal of the game, we've got so many to choose from today. I don't know where it's going to go. Who's going to win it? I'm not sure. We'll have to find out at the end. But that's definitely a contender. What a finish. And that is going to give a little bit of spark in the final 3 minutes to red team, who definitely needed a little wake-up call to get back into the game. Ball played around the back, dink through. Luca at the back post there, managing to clear the ball away and evade danger. Franklin on the ball, trying to play it through the middle, gives it to Ivan. Ivan's so cultured in these five-a-side games. We know he's got an extensive five-a-side background here in Malta, playing for the Orthodox Wizards, I believe it is. And he really is showing his experience in five-a-side, and the maturity, I would say, of blue team right now really working in their favour. I thought red team would show a little bit more expertise in this small-sided format, with the likes of Fonseca being a futsal player, Pops being a futsal player. Oh my God, Lucas has pinched the ball, and oh my days, what footwork. Dazzling Reese in goal.
Absolutely doing Reese over there. There's he just left him.
Sat him down, shows him one way, shows him the other way, skips past him, and then just sits him down, leaves Reese sprawling across the goal. We're equal with 1.5 minutes to go. Who would have thought that would have happened in the last 5 minutes? Fonseca's goal really rejuvenating the red team, and just like that, Lucas pinches the ball in a dangerous area, and now it is all to play for. Keon is the player that you might imagine is going to pick up that last goal, if anyone is going to, on the red team. Blue team definitely want to get Andre on the ball if they want any chance of winning the game, and they've rattled the post. 1 minute to go. Lucas picks up the ball, plays it across. Keon has a real chance here, and he finishes it. Just like that, it's turned again. Red team back in the lead. Keon, like I said, the player that they wanted on the ball, and he finds the bottom corner just like that. Blue team now need to push in the final 30 seconds. It's now or never for blue team. They need to get the ball to Andre, and they need to get it to him quickly. Andre looking to try and find the ball in the right area. Franklin can see him. If he finds him, picks him out. This is it, now or never, and he just blazes over. I thought that for sure would have gone on target. Pops plays the ball forward. That's a lovely ball through. Blue team now to capitalise. A little bit of a mistake there from Lucas. They could have just seen out the game there had they have controlled the ball and taken it to the corner, but he's given the ball away. Red team on the ball now. Really should be looking to just see out the clock. Lovely little roulette, and they've hit the post. The full-time whistle has gone, and it ends 10-9 to the red team. Against all odds, really, in that final 10 minutes, it really looked like blue team were in comfort zone and seeing the game out. But just some crazy goals at the end really showed the class and ability of red team.
Yeah, from 3 goals down, they just managed to turn the game completely on its head in the last 5 minutes. In the last 2 minutes, really showing where Red Team came into their own. It's funny that we're talking about the maturity from the Blue Team and Red Team not being able to control the game. But I think in those last 5 minutes, it showed the exact opposite of that, where Blue Team just lost their heads a little bit, lost their concentration for literally just 5 minutes and conceded 3 goals. That Fonseca goal definitely is what spurred them on to get the win. But yeah,
3 goals of just pure quality, really, and that's what we always say about the Fives. It doesn't matter what the scoreline is. 2 minutes and the game can absolutely turn on its head, and just like that, we've seen why. And man of the match has been awarded to Luka Mijic of the opposing team. For once, a player on the losing team wins man of the match, and you'll see why when his highlight package shows. He actually racked up 4 assists today, 26 defensive plays. He got a goal to his name. Had an absolute outstanding performance today, and maybe was a little let down by the rest of his team. He definitely was the key reason why his team were in the game and controlling it for so long. At the back, he was so reliable. And look at that. What a performance from him. We're going to see some of his highlights today. What a cutting pass there. Just finds Andre in space. A lovely little finish. A good dummy there, but he does get a little touch on the ball, so picks up the assist there. Being a defensive rock there. Gets another kind of fortunate assist as he kicks the ball away into Franklin, but Franklin does the rest there. And we're just seeing some beautiful passes from him where players are getting the opportunity to score great goals because he's just dissecting the red team with one pass from the back and really showing his creativity. Goal of the game we said would be hard to decide on, and it has eventually been awarded to Fonseca, who I think is deserving of it for this absolute thunderbolt from the halfway line.
I'm not surprised that the goal of the game went to Fonseca, to be honest. From the top scorer in the futsal season of last season, a good pass from Keon, good vision there to just take it back to an area where there was no space, giving Fonseca the time to actually pick his spot and take a shot. We all know that Fonseca has the ability and the skill to be able to take that shot, but taking it first time is just ridiculous, and the power behind it.
That's the key part here, just the power that he generates from that shot to put it that close to the top corner with such little backlift. I mean, you see the way he strikes the ball does not go up in the air, it just lasers, it doesn't start to dip, there's no spin on the ball, it just absolutely rifles into the corner. Outrageous finish from Fonseca to earn himself man of the match and a lovely 5 points onto his score. Let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboards for today. Obviously, like we mentioned at the beginning of the game, 4 goals for Keon, 4 goals for Andre. That's pushed them right into contention for week 6 top goal scorer of the Fives. Gianluca's starting to sweat now, maybe. He's had such a comfortable lead before, and now that lead has been reduced to only 3 goals, which we've seen Keon and Andre both capable of doing within one game. So definitely starting to get heated up in the goal scoring department here. What do you think, Steve-O?
Yeah, Gianluca obviously wasn't playing in this game, so he didn't really get a say in actually being caught up on, unfortunately. But Keon and Andre showing their ability to just pick up as many goals as they can. They've only played 2 games till now, and they're already second and third, very close to Gianluca. If they get another game in them, definitely would overtake Gianluca, unless Gianluca really pulls his socks up and goes into his just poacher mentality and just gets as many goals as he can.
We look at the assist chart, and Donis Quintero still on top. Gianluca Zami still sat in second, but there is a new arrival on the leaderboard. Luka Mijic, after recording 4 assists in one game, has pushed himself up. Donis still has a bit of a healthy lead here, double the assists of the players behind him, but Luka's definitely one to watch out for. If he can get 4 assists in one game, then who knows, in the next few games he's definitely got a chance of catching up.
Again, Donis wasn't playing in this game, so unfortunately, just like Gianluca didn't have a say in Luka catching up to them, but Luka showing an amazing performance over there. What I was surprised with, even though he got 5 goal involvements, he showed such a good defensive game. He was all over the pitch, so I'm not surprised to see him creeping up on any of the scoreboards.
Speaking of defending, he has also really pushed himself up there and is now only 9 defensive plays away from taking top spot of best defender, much to the dismay of Luca and Charles, who really thought they were flying high and ahead of everyone else. We're seeing Manu as well creeping onto the bottom of the leaderboard there as well. He's one to look out for, definitely a very good defensive player and box to box, so he can contribute. If you look at all the goal scoring charts at the moment, actually, we've got Manu sat at 5th place on top goal scorer, on 4th place in most assists. He's 5th place on top defender. Definitely got a shout for MVP if he keeps up this form. Definitely showing he is a jack of all trades.
Yeah, we're seeing the all-round players really picking up the slack over here. Manu is definitely one to watch. I mean, if he's showing up in all of these charts.
You too. Look at that. You're 4th, 5th, and 4th as well. Another player that's going to be high up there on the MVP chart. We look at goalkeepers. Obviously, we had Reese and Andrea tied in the last episode for top spot. Pops has managed to overtake Andrea now, with Andrea being absent of this episode. We will see him again next week, so that will give Andrea a chance to try and get himself back into the fray. But Pops has taken him over and is sat on 67, but Reese absolutely flying now, 87 points as the goalkeeper. Really doing really well. As a goalkeeper, Steve, you're sat in 4th place still.
A bit difficult not to be after just one game, but yeah, recent Pops. This in this game, I think, had a very good opportunity to really pick up the saves, because there were just a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities from both sides. They both made some very incredible saves. I mean, both conceded very amazing goals also, but when you do concede amazing goals, it just means that you were saving everything else. So I'm not surprised to see recent Pops just climbing up in the saves.
Reese in general there, we saw throughout the game, made a lot of the simple saves. He covered his posts well, didn't really get beaten by anything that we expected him to save. It was just real class that overtook him and unfortunately got the goals that Red Team needed. Now we look at the MVP chart. This is obviously the main chart that people are competing for. Gianluca's still on top, but Reese is breathing down his neck, only 4 points away from him. Reese obviously keeps getting chances to push himself higher and higher, and the fact that Gianluca didn't play today really gave him a chance to catch up. And this is the highest we've seen a goalkeeper in the MVP chart. Reese previously, I think 3rd place was the highest he had achieved, or 4th place, but now he's sat in 2nd and has a real opportunity to win MVP as the overall MVP, not just best goalkeeper. We've got Yuya sat in 3rd place, Luca in 4th, and Donis in 5th. The race is really starting to heat up. It's quite close, actually, isn't it? One game could turn this all on its head.
It is definitely quite close, and we're seeing how many of the players just are picking up points through volume. So as soon as one player isn't playing in any of the games, then it's just giving opportunities to any of the other players just to catch up. Really refreshing to see, as we've mentioned in other episodes too, a goalkeeper actually vying for MVP in the whole series. But as we mentioned also in this episode, Yuya is right there in 3rd, but I'm surprised to not see Manu in this MVP list.
Yeah, Manu must be teetering away so close to the top spots. Let's actually have a look and see where Manu is right now. If we pull up the total points right now after episode 6, and Manu is actually tied with Donis with 47.5 points, so just misses out there alphabetically, shall we say, on the actual leaderboard graphic. But Manu 47.5 points, really up there and close with it, as you expected. The stats don't lie. You can see that he is high performing in all the categories right now, and it's paying off for him. He's really going to be a dark horse for the overall MVP, I think, in these final 4 games. If he can rack up some appearances and make sure he's available in there, then there's nothing stopping him from going all the way. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think if he gets 1 or potentially 2 more games, this was one of his quieter games, I felt, because he really showed up in the beginning of the first half and at the end of the second. I think if he would have just kept up that intensity throughout the game, he would be higher up on the chart and not just tied with Donis. But yeah, 1 or 2 more games, and Donis is definitely going to be up there in the top 3.
I mean, he scored 2 goals, 2 assists today, 14 defensive plays, 16 points overall. It was an okay game for him. Like you said, we've seen him score a lot higher in other games. So definitely, if he can put out a little bit more output, then he's definitely going to have a chance. Otherwise, he might just coast along and sit around those top 5 spots without challenging for number 1. But we'll see how Manu gets on. We're going to take a quick look ahead to the next game that we've got. We've got a few new faces showing up in the following week. So episode 7, we're going to see the protege Fabian Lowry make his debut. He is a 19-year-old goalkeeper, national team, and currently plays with Sliema Wanderers for their minors team. Really, really talented player. Like at the Fives, we like to show off some of the younger players in Malta, like we've shown with Keon so far. Keon's really taken to the platform and shown that he can keep up with the best of the best. This is going to be Fabian's chance to show off, isn't it?
Definitely. I'm excited to see how Fabian shows up with these experienced players, these strong players. We've seen what amazing goals are scored just from today's episode, so let alone from the whole season. So it's going to be interesting to see how a 19-year-old goalkeeper is going to hold his own against these types of shots.
Alan Shembury Wismire also is going to make his debut next week. The Wizard also sits next to me in the office of my 9 to 5 job. Very talented player, previously captain Sweetie United, played for Pieta in the Premier League for a season and then returned back to Sweetie, where he currently plays now. Very, very talented attacking midfielder. Footwork is absolutely on fire. You're going to see a lot of La Croquetas from him, some twisting, turning, sending defenders to the shops. Very, very creative player. On the red team, you're going to see the debut of 2 players. We've got Aidan Frigeri and Leiden McAuliffe, previous teammates at Sliema Wanderers, and also previous teammates of Fabian, the goalkeeper. So we're going to see if Fabian can try to go toe-to-toe with his opposition that used to be his teammates, his seniors, maybe his role models, the people that he looked up to while he was playing with Sliema. So it's a chance for him to get one back now, show them the passing of the torch moment and see if he can come out the victor against his teammates.
Yeah, I definitely do feel that Fabian is going to put on a very good performance to just not be outshined by these 2 players. But I'm excited to see this matchup. We're also giving Andre a good chance because he's going to be playing in next game too. A good chance for Andre to overtake Pops again in the charts. And we're going to see Luca and Leiden also in next game. We'll see how they can also climb up in the charts.
So Luca obviously is an important one to look out for. Both Lucas actually. Both Lucas are back in the fray. Luka Mijic, sharpshooter, obviously had a man of the match performance today, so he can keep building on that momentum. I think it's always good if you've had a good game to be available in the next game.
Definitely.
So that you can keep it going. Luca Gat has been out now for, I think, 1 game, so definitely a chance for him to try and get back into the fray and increase his lead at the top as defender. And in the MVP lead, he definitely needs to earn a few more points as MVP. So we're going to go ahead and close off the episode there, guys. Make sure you tune in next Saturday for episode 7. Some really talented players are going to be on display, so you don't want to miss that one. And let me tell you, already I know it's an absolutely cracking game. Comeback of the century on the boards, maybe. But you'll have to see. Tune in next week to see it. Guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, comment down below if there's anyone that you would like to see in the next season of the Fives. And let us know if you agree with the man of the match for today's game. Is there someone else that you thought potentially stood out? Did Fonseca's goal deserve to put him as man of the match? Was Keon or Andre's output just so high that they should have won man of the match? You tell us in the comments, let us know. And make sure you subscribe to the Unprofessional Footballer YouTube channel to see more five-a-side action, and podcasts are available. If you would like to hear some of the stories of some of the players taking part in the Fives at the moment, go through the podcast archive and have a look and see the stories behind some of the players. Definitely one to check out would be Andrea Cassar, who's had turmoil trip as a footballer, and definitely has a really interesting story involving match fixing and other scandals as he went through his younger years. So definitely check that one out. Guys, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next week.